In this lesson, we're going to talk about why 1/2 equals 50/100th as a decimal. To me, this is the best, most useful way to use long division. Because if we think about any fraction as numerator over denominator, that's very similar to this division symbol. So if this says 1/2, it also says 1 divided by 2. And many students get confused when they turn division around into long division. Because 1 divided up into 2 groups, that means that 1 is the part being divided, and 2 is how many groups we're breaking it up into. So the numbers flip. So make sure that your kid understands why this sets up the way it does. Now, let's do this conversion, and I'm beginning with this one because kids should know pretty early on that half equals 50/100ths, because 50 cents is half a dollar, or 5/10 is equal to 1/2. These are things that kids can see visually, but I want them to connect it to this long division process. Before I begin, I am teaching now on Outschool. I have classes on rising 6th grade level math, pre-algebra. I also have a lot of classes offered on fractions and fraction sense and computing with fractions. I'm also going to be adding more classes like this around fraction, decimal, percent, because these relationships are really important to master as kids move into middle school and algebraic concepts. So this is 1 divided by 2. We know the answer is less than 1. So when kids see this and they think to themselves, well, I don't know, it's 0, right? Nothing, you can't get any 2's out of 1. Well, you could put a 0 here. And then, this is where you can introduce kids to the idea of, well, if it's less than 1 whole, if you add a decimal point, that separates the whole numbers from the numbers that are less than 1. So if I add a 0 here in the tenths place, notice how it says 10, and we call this the tenths place. That's a good connection to make as well. So now I can ask my child, how many 2's can I get out of 10? Well, this number still looks like 1 and 0 tenths. So what I would suggest to do is have your child, or just show that this decimal point can float up into the answer bar because it's going to be some number less than 1. So now this looks just like 10. If I effectively move that out of the way. So I can get 5 groups. I can get 5 groups of 2 out of 10. Exactly. So 1/2 is equivalent to 5/10, which is equivalent to 50/100. Now let's try one more difficult one so kids can see this connection again, using numbers that they already should sort of have an idea about. If I have 1/4, we even call that 1/4 sometimes. And 1/4 is worth 25 cents in currency, in US currency. So again, comparing 1 divided by 4, this fraction is a division problem. If I think about it as 1 divided by 4, that means I have 4 groups out of 1. And then ask your child to recognize, well, we know it's less than 1, so it's got to be 0 groups of 4 out of 1. Then if I add that decimal point, and then I get the tenths place, if I elevate the decimal into the answer, now I'm looking at how many 4's can I get out of 10, and the answer is 2. So I can remove 2 groups of 4, or 8. And then I have 2 pieces left. And at this point, I would suggest adding another 0 to add the hundredths place, 100. And then I can think about how many groups of 4 can I get out of 20. And the answer is 5. And 5 groups of 4 is exactly 20. So I'm done here. So again, this answer bears out using long division. The way you think about the decimal point is sort of up to you and up to your child, but it has to make sense. Stay tuned for more on this series as we convert more fractions to decimals, vice versa, and then we're going to bring in percentages as well. percent means out of 100. Thanks. Hope you have a great day. Please like and follow for more, and look for my classes on Outschool.